Been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Permit me to say this again and again and again. Good morning, viewer. Good morning, listener. Do not skip stages. Life has a way of bringing back to you the same stage that you skipped. Again, do not cut corners. If you try that in the nearest possible future, you may have to start all over again. That is, if you have the opportunity again. Remember, it has been said, opportunity comes but once in a blue moon. Make the most of the opportunity that you have today. Permit me once again to say good morning and welcome to today's edition of Unity Trend on Unity TV and Unity 93.3 FM Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria, the voice of reason. Remember, for us, Suna Plateau is the home of peace and tourism. Iji Adamu is my name, your anchor on today's program, Unity Trend. You can call me Kobe if you like, and I will be just fine. Today's edition, Wednesday, the 27th day in the month of March, the year 2024. We apologize, we will not be coming your way with that special editions with which we get to travel, from just to one state at a time and get to discuss in depth about political issues, economic issues, and social and all of whatnots in that particular state. Getting to know the state more. We will not be bringing that your way this morning. But of course, it promises to be very, very interesting. And I beg that you stay tuned because you are going to have a fantastic ride. I'm not alone in the studio. Before I introduce the very man whom is in the studio already, I would want you to know that today, we'll be discussing something very, very interesting. The Plateau State government, the restrictions of trucks and just Bukuru metropolis. How far so far? Matters arising, and so that's what we will be looking at even from the very first segment of Unity Trend this morning. Just after 5 or more minutes, we'll put on the studio line and let our viewer and listener get to call because we really need to know what you are going through. How would you suggest, or what would you suggest? How better should this be done and how it is? All right, thank you so much. In the studio this morning is Professor Proveno H. Bamayi, and he'll be saying a very big good morning to our listener and viewer.
Good morning, Kobe.
Good morning, Professor.
I hope you're having a fantastic time already and that you've eaten, except if you're fasting.
God has been faithful. God has been faithful.
Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak to Muslim faithfuls across the world. And the Lenten season is coming to an end. This is the most holy week in the Christian calendar, leading up to Easter, Good Friday, Easter Sunday, and Easter Monday. Good morning, viewers and listeners around the world. If you're in other parts of the world where it is not morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is 93.3 FM radio, Unity TV. We're glad that you are part of this Unity Trend that is taking us to a fantastic destination. Please stay tuned, invite your friends, invite neighbors, colleagues, and use social media platforms and let them be part of this broadcast because we'll be discussing issues of national and international importance. But let me quickly remind you that 2024 is moving fast. How far so far with your goals for 2024? How far have you gone? Are your goals smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound? Are they even smarter? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, evaluate, revise. Look, before you know it, it will be the middle of the year. Before you know it, the year will have come to an end. And so, we must move very fast. We must not give up. We must be determined to achieve our goals, our dreams, our targets, our plans. Strategize every day to ensure that even as the days go by, each day counts positively. That every day you are able to achieve something meaningful, something wonderful, something glorious. Stop the blame game. Stop the excuses. There will always be challenges. It's part of life. It's the spice of life. There will be ups and downs in life. So don't say it's because you're in Nigeria, that's why you're not making it. People have made it here in Nigeria and they're still making it and will make it. Don't say that it's your background. No. People from your background have made it in life. So aspire to acquire what you require in life. In case you do not acquire, don't retire. Refire, refire, refire. So I wish all of us a wonderful time this morning in this broadcast. And please always remember to be the change that you want to see in the world.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, again and again, just for the sake of emphasis, you would need to spice up your passion with some actions, or else it will remain an intentions, and that you would not want it to be. We don't want a situation where we have lots of people whom are living in the world of dreams and fantasy. No, you can make it well. Thank you so much. Very quickly, because Prof would have to put on the studio line and get to hear matters arising as regards the restrictions of trucks in the city of Jos, in some part of Jos City, and Bukuru as it is. And so we have run out of patience. 16 Plateau APC lawmakers vow to fight for inaugurations. But I would prefer Prof who just starts by showing respect to slain soldiers for burial today. Military demands killers capture.
Yes, last week we listed the names of the 17 soldiers, including 4 officers that lost their lives, led by the commander of the amphibious battalion, 181 amphibious battalion, Lieutenant Colonel A.H. Ali. His mother said he's the 4th son she's losing. 2 or 3 of them are in the military. Lieutenant Colonel A.H. Ali's younger brother died as a captain some time ago in an attack by bandits. So the mother has been burying 1, 2, 3, 4 children. He's the 4th. And it's really unfortunate. And similar stories of sorrow, of wars. The 2 majors, the captain, and the other, 13 soldiers that were killed in the Okwama community in Ugeli South local government area of Delta State. It is a very trying moment, a difficult moment for us as a country, because these are men that went out on a peace mission. Of course, we've heard several stories, but they went out on a peace mission because the Niger Delta elders, Edwin Clark, confirmed that he spoke to Lieutenant Colonel A.H. Ali just before he went for that operation on Thursday. They were on the phone together. The next thing he heard is that the Lieutenant Colonel has been killed. Officers have been killed. Soldiers have been killed. Not only were they killed, but they were killed in the most barbaric, the most satanic, the most cruel, the most inhuman, the most terrible, wicked way you can ever imagine. Their organs were ripped out, intestines brought out, their hearts removed, some of them beheaded. It was very brutal. It did not show that they just died maybe in exchange of fire. It showed that some of them were actually captured, and these youths brutally, satanically butchered them. Pieces mutilated their bodies. Well, today the military authorities will be burying these heroes of our nation at 3 p.m. at the Military National Cemetery, Gudu. We can only say may their souls rest in peace, and may God comfort the families. It will be another weeping service, another weeping event. Young widows and orphans are adding to the number of the thousands and millions of widows that we have in this country and millions of orphans that we have in this country. We hope that the military authorities and the federal government will respond promptly and ensure that these families do not suffer because these soldiers died in active service.
And now we are coming back home and see what we have. And this has to do with the 16 APC lawmakers still haven't been sworn in to represent their wonderful constituencies. And so it's becoming something unbearable, and reactions are sparked up all around.
Well, you ask yourself, why have they not been sworn in? Why is Honorable Gabriel Diwang delaying the swearing in of these 16 APC members of the State House of Assembly? Because the Court of Appeal pronounced them as elected. They have been returned elected by the Court of Appeal. And INEC has issued them certificates of return. And as far as House of Assembly cases, National Assembly cases are concerned, they terminated the Court of Appeal. The PDP, on the other side, went to court. And, the court still tried the case. So it means as far as the law is concerned and the Constitution, currently, those 16 APC members of the House of Assembly are supposed to be sworn in. But the Speaker has refused to swear them in. The Speaker has asserted that the case is not over. I don't know which other case. I don't know where they intend to go to. So, they want to go to where? Supreme Court or ECOWAS or International Court of Justice or where? In the interest of peace could be, if you ask me. We know that there are anomalies in this case. All of us know it. But since the law says that they should be sworn in, swear them in. And the people can decide that we want to recall them back, since we did not cast our votes for them. We did not elect them. They did not carry a majority of the votes. It is just that on technical grounds, the court gave them the mandate. But since this is the law we have, the Constitution we are currently operating, Honorable Gabriel Diwang should swear them in. Now, these guys are threatening fire and brimstone. They're threatening they will see His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu to intervene. They're going to see His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutwang, Inspector General of Police, all major stakeholders. They will not stop at any point to ensure that they recover their mandate and that they're sworn in. Of course, this mandate has been given to them by the Court of Appeal.
So why not swear them in?
So swear them in. I mean that this is taking rather too long. These guys collected their certificates of return issued to them by INEC since 23rd December 2023. What is today's date? Today is already 27th March 2024. So 3 months after they have not been sworn in. What is the problem? Swear them in. I mean, what are we afraid of?
So how far with the administration of this great state, Plateau State, not having a full house?
And now, that is the problem. Because now, you are denying the people representation in the State House of Assembly. We are talking about 16 lawmakers missing in the Plateau State House of Assembly. This is not good. It is not just. It is not right. Whatever is the problem, you can swear them in because the Court of Appeal said you should do so. Then, if there are other problems, you can keep sorting them out later. I mean, dialogue is there. We can keep discussing. Are you telling us those 16 APC members, they are not indigenes of Plateau State? Are you telling us that they are not going to represent their constituencies? Bring them in. Allow them. If they fumble, if they fail, the people know what to do. I mean, the law makes provision, for things that can be done later. But because we cannot afford to be lawless. And they say, justice delayed is justice denied. Now, since the Court of Appeal said, these are the ones validly elected, swear them in.
Okay.
My personal opinion doesn't matter. Diwan Gabriel's personal opinion doesn't matter. Caleb Mutfwang's personal opinion doesn't matter. This is the letter of the law. Let's follow it.
That we must follow.
And then it will solve a lot of problems for us.
So on this platform, we promote that we tilt towards making
we must
sure
be lawful.
Lawful.
Let's obey the law.
And that we must do.
Because if we don't obey the law, we'll have a state of anarchy.
All right, thank you so much. Well, you said a refusal in the case of describing how this has been delayed, ascribing that to the speaker. Will it rather be described as refusal or inability to have done that for some reasons? And would he even do that in the first place without having, the executive governor, would he not have handled this case and then...
The speaker doesn't need the governor's permission to swear in the 60 members.
Okay.
This is purely a legislative function and affair.
Yeah.
He can decide to swear in these 16 today. He doesn't need the consent or permission of the governor. The governor is executive, they are legislative, there is the judiciary arm of government. The judiciary arm of government have already finished their work. They said, swear them in. The legislative should obey, swear them in. I think that the speaker is just playing politics. And this is what happens in this country. A similar thing has happened in River State. Similar thing has happened in different states in the country. It is just politics. In fact, in Edo State, the governor was running his cabinet and administration for 1 or 2 years without a complete House of Assembly. So this thing keeps happening. And there is unnecessary interference by the executive on the functions and activities of the legislative arm of government. And this is not good for democracy. The executive arm of government is independent. The legislative arm of government is independent. Judiciary, independent. And they should remain independent. But what we've seen over the years is that the executive arm of government always tries to interfere with the legislative arm and the judiciary arm. So that's why our democracy has remained nascent.
So
that's why our democracy is still struggling, to survive.
So you somehow mean the executive arm has assumed supremacy or, being the boss over the legislative and then the judiciary.
He who pays the piper dictates the tune. Right. The executive are the ones that pay. They control the finances. They control the power. They control the power of execution of even decisions taken. Because the judiciary can pass a judgment, even the legislative, and the executive can say, no, we are not going to carry it out. And it can be another problem. So, anytime you see crisis like this, the hand of the executive is always there. Always. Anytime there is a problem like this, the hand of the executive arm of government is always there.
All right, thank you, Prof, for having taken us on such a fantastic ride. And again, it's going to take another dimension. Our viewer and our listener now...
I thought to pay respect to what is trending around the world, the Baltimore bridge collapse.
Okay, maybe we'll do that.
States.
Yes, of course, we'll do that in a short while. So our listener and viewer, get ready because our studio line just after this very story, it will be ready for you to call. We want to know matters arising regarding the restrictions of trucks and just Bukuru metropolis. Prof, over to you.
Just yesterday, the United States of America had another tragedy. The large vessel that is called Dali hit one of the pillars that was holding a bridge